A century of futility is forgotten. The Indiana Hoosiers are the kings of college football.
To the victor go the spoils. What IU's march to the national title means to the university's bottom line, to the state of Indiana's economy, and how it could change the future of college sports. Plus, Indianapolis putting its game face on to host another Final Four. We look at the economic impact and what's next on the Business of Sports scorecard. Also, details on Purdue's role to push research and innovation in commercial drone development on a national scale. And
right foot bottom scan.
A startup at 16 Tech is making 3D printed shoes perfectly customized to a person's foot. We'll have the story coming up in the Business of Health.
Inside Indiana Business is next.
From Indiana's business news leader, this is IBJ Media's Inside Indiana Business with Gary Dick, presented by Elevate Ventures, Indiana University, and the Indiana Association of Realtors.
He's going to take off and run. Mendoza weaves his way first and goal, diving toward the end zone. Touchdown!
Well, it's hard to stop re-watching that play, that iconic play, a magical moment in Indiana sports history.
Wow. It's a movie. It's magical. You couldn't write the script in 100 years. And it literally was a script, a championship that was decades in the making.
IU grad and billionaire entrepreneur Mark Cuban taking it all in. He's played a big role in helping to write this script. Cuban opening up his checkbook to help propel IU football to a national championship in this new era of NIL. No one knows the exact amount Cuban has put into IU's athletic department over the years and more recently, but it's safe to say rather substantial. Hello and welcome to Inside Indiana Business. I'm Gary Dick. For decades, college football's biggest winners have been the biggest brands, the richest programs. But IU has just flipped that script, and some suggest the new sports business model might be opening the door to other programs.
He's going for the corner. He's got it.
Fires to the end zone. Touchdown! Alabama wins! And after all that, it's Ohio State together at the mountaintop.
College football has been a sport ruled largely by blue bloods and big budgets, but that may be changing.
In the old days, if you weren't playing for one of those schools, you probably didn't have a chance to win the title.
IU Columbus Associate Professor Ryan Brewer tracks the valuation of college sports programs, which he says is soaring in the new reality of college football.
Blocked! Indiana blocks the punt and falls on it for a touchdown!
He estimates the value of the IU football program is up more than 70% this year to $650 million.
Currently, right now, as we speak, increasing the value of their program. That outcome on Monday night was special because national titles don't have an expiration date. You can look back on national titles and they add to the coffers and they stay.
The 2026 college football national champions.
NIL and the transfer portal, college football's new business model enabling new blood to join the blue bloods.
Vanderbilt's also a story this year. They won 10 games, which is highly unusual. Those two programs, Indiana and Vanderbilt, certainly not in the question of who's going to win the national title prior to NIL money. So that has opened up the doors really for all the Power Four schools, any one of which, if they play their cards right with the right people, the right coaches, and the right system, they're going to have the possibility of attracting NIL money and having the ability to create a roster that's competitive.
Who really controls the NIL economy? Is it the schools? Is it the collectives, the boosters, as you mentioned, or the athletes? Who's in charge here?
I think it's the agents, Gary. The boosters and the schools fund it, but it's the agents who are dictating who goes where and who does what. And that's problematic because they don't necessarily always have the athlete's best interest.
Longtime Sporting News columnist and Big Ten Network analyst Mike DeCoursey questions whether the new normal is sustainable at its current pace, but believes there is a long-term solution that so far has been resisted.
I think by 10 years, there will be a collective bargaining agreement. I don't think that they can resist it for that long. Therefore, there will be more stability in terms of program, in terms of athletes remaining with their program. There will be a one-time transfer exception, I believe, for forevermore. Transfer once, we can live with that. Transfer twice, and you're going to have to pay some penalty, whether it's financial or a year of in residence. There will be, but that will only come when they get to the collective bargaining stage. They will not be able to impose that until they embrace that.
To be sure, the college football world is being forced to call audibles as it adjusts to new economic realities and stares down some tough decisions.
The problem is going to be, I think, for the smaller schools outside of those Power Four conferences, like Ball State, like Northern Illinois, like Western Kentucky, that are going to have trouble trying to cash flow the new structure. And there could be some additional changes that we might see in the years to come.
Well, from the business of sports in Indiana on the gridiron to what's coming next on the hardwood. Indianapolis putting the game plan in motion to host another Final Four. The economic impact other potential big events have in the pipeline.
Whether you're buying or selling a home, the stakes are high. Realtors are market experts who do business by a higher code of ethics, and we're invested in Indiana because we're also your neighbors. Now here's the latest statewide real estate report.
In 2025, the number of homes for sale across Indiana hit a 6-year high, with new listings jumping nearly 10% in the last 2 years. Homes also stayed on the market about 4 days longer than 2024, 2 weeks longer than back in 2021. Buyers have more options and more time to find the right home heading into 2026. But patience is paying off for home sellers as Indiana property values continue to climb. Indiana is still one of the most affordable states for home ownership. The mortgage payment on a typical recent home purchase equals about 34% of our median monthly household income.
Today, you either innovate or evaporate. We are accelerating the pursuit of progress. From the foods we eat to the heights we soar, because this is Indiana, the innovation capital of the world. We rally visionaries across industries, investing connections as much as capital, and fuel our founders from dorm room to boardroom. Fuel your innovation with Elevate Ventures.
All roads lead to Indianapolis as the city finalizes its game plan to crown the next kings of college basketball. The NCAA men's Final Four expected to generate some $400 million here in central Indiana and across the state. Literally, all roads do end in the Hoosier state. Indy preparing to host not only the granddaddy of them all, the Division I men's Final Four, but also the D2, D3, and NIT tournaments. Expected to be the most action-packed Final Four weekend in history. Off-the-court fans can enjoy a music festival, practices, tailgate parties across Indianapolis. IBJ Media CEO Nate Feltman is co-chair of the organizing committee, which is working with the Indiana Sports Corporation and numerous volunteers to plan events and initiatives surrounding the game.
This is how Indianapolis has been able to grow, making sports part of the strategy, and to be involved in it is a dream come true. What we're hearing is we're going to break all the records. Our goal is to break all the records for fan attendance to Fan Fest, to the Music Fest, and really make this one of the most unforgettable Final Fours ever.
Final Four alone, again, expected to generate about $400 million into the economy. Visit Indy is out with some new numbers showing how tourism continues to drive really billions of dollars of impact in the economy. And Visit Indy Executive VP and Chief Business Officer Chris Gahl joins me now to break down the numbers and have some breaking news on this as well. Chris, it's always great to see you.
Thanks for having me on, Gary.
You had your annual State of Tourism event and some news generated from the event this year, in particular the NFL Combine, which Indianapolis has hosted virtually from the beginning. You got it for another 2 years.
We were ecstatic. 1,300 business leaders joined us for our State of Tourism. Pat McAfee was our award winner for all he has done to promote Indianapolis, and he announced from the stage, not 1 but 2 years, we've extended the Combine for 27 and 28. We have been operating under year in and year out contracts. We were really hopeful for multi-year because the convention center is growing and more groups want into those dates and space. So now we can protect it and grow it for 2 years into the future.
Why is that? You know, Indy has really, in large part, built that event. Why is it important to get this additional 2 years?
Well, the Signia by Hilton will open, the convention center expansion will open, they can grow into that space. When we look to potentially, alongside the Indiana Sports Corps, go for a draft, we need those NFL executives on the ground routinely so that they see our city growing and they have the confidence into the future. And it signifies, when the NFL says yes to a city, it signifies a strong city.
Some news also, Chris, you can talk about, and that's the NFL draft. Indy, lots of cities going after future drafts, Indianapolis, one of them. The NFL has said that when they're in town for the Combine, they're going to look at some sites downtown.
That's right. The Indiana Sports Corps and Visit Indy and the CIB will take them literally to the sites we think they should have their eye on as it relates to the draft into the 30s. And we've not taken that step with them. And so we're really anxious to showcase during the Combine the draft's possible locations.
Can you talk about those potential sites?
Military Park, we think White River State Park, we think the south side of Lucas Oil Stadium are all primed to gather tens of thousands of people together for that kind of event.
Yeah, big event. We'll keep tabs on that. Also broke some news in terms of breaking a record, and that's in terms of the number of booked hotel rooms in downtown Indianapolis. Broke a record in 25.
We did. You know, 2024 in the history of Indy tourism was our busiest, and we eclipsed that as it relates to how many downtown hotel rooms were sold and occupied. More downtown hotel rooms than any time in the history of Indy tourism. And so that is a lead barometer, an indicator that when people are checking into our hotels, they're spending money and generating more economic impact. So we were ecstatic that more people are checking out Indianapolis.
Momentum continues. Look at this year, 2026. Chris, Final Four, as we mentioned earlier, obviously. You got a big business convention later in the year. Hotels opening as well.
The Signia is opening. The Convention Center expansion is opening. The American Society of Association Executives, the Super Bowl of meetings, 5,000 meeting decision makers. 50% have never been here. They have the power of the pen to sign contracts. We'll have the ultimate August showcase of our city, and we think that will generate $800 million in future economic impact because of that one conference happening in 4 days here in Indianapolis.
Chris Gahl from Visit Indy. Momentum continues in Indianapolis. Thanks for joining us as always. Well, when we come back, we launch high into the sky to the growing business of drone technology. Details on how the state fits into national plans for drone research and manufacturing and the potential impact.
Serving Indiana means being ready for growing energy demands. At Duke Energy, we're adding more power to the grid and working on hundreds of local projects to make your energy more reliable. We've strengthened nearly 20,000 poles, updated more than 270 substations, and prevented hundreds of thousands of outage hours with self-healing grid technology, so your power can come back on faster than ever. That's the smarter energy future Indiana deserves.
The challenges are real.
Type 2 diabetes rising fast.
Businesses need help.
Alzheimer's cases rising as population.
Solutions.
They said it'll never happen.
It's too hard. Nothing will change.
Can't compete.
You'll never solve it.
And we said, watch us.
Been a while. What have you been up to?
Oh, you know.
Oh, I see it's not flossing. I just added some secret weapons to my toolkit.
Huh?
They help me drill down further, digging deeper than I ever could before. Into my business and personal finances with Lake City Bank Digital.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Now let's take care of that tooth.
Add sharper tools for your money with Lake City Bank Digital.
You are all set, Brian.
I'm Devin.
Calling for all nominations. We're looking for 40 Central Indiana leaders under 40 who shine in their roles. Each year, the Indianapolis Business Journal recognizes 40 individuals who have made their mark in their profession before the young age of 40. Who will be named this year's class? Place your nominations and celebrate the milestones made by the best and brightest in Indiana. Learn more and submit your nomination by January 26th at ibj.com/nominations. Well, could Indiana become a center of excellence for drone research and manufacturing? Indiana Senator Todd Young is among those saying yes, and he says that could lead to big investment and jobs statewide. Earlier this month, Indiana designated as one of 2 national drone test sites by the Federal Aviation Administration, part of an effort to push research, innovation, and commercial drone development nationwide. The designation is expected to lead to a testing path stretching from Purdue University to the Crane Naval Surface Warfare Center in southern Indiana, and also include military sites like Camp Atterbury in Johnson County and the Muscatatuck Urban Training Center in Jennings County. Senator Young tells me Indiana's academic, military, and private sector assets set the state up for significant interest and investment.
What I'm perhaps most excited about, Gary, is the most manufacturing-intensive state in the country, is the ability to manufacture drones. And I think a lot of Hoosiers can see themselves, maybe they don't aspire to go to a college or anything, but they enjoy working with their hands. They enjoy working on cutting-edge technology. These would be really good-paying manufacturing jobs, and Indiana could play an important role in that effort.
Indiana is now one of 9 drone test sites nationwide, and you can see my extended interview with Senator Young, where he takes a deeper dive into the future of drone technology in Indiana. That's at InsideIndianaBusiness.com. Well, it is time to get you caught up now on the business headlines making news around Indiana, and we begin in Gary, where talk of a potential Chicago Bears stadium continues to heat up. Gary presenting 3 potential sites and renderings of what a potential Chicago Bears stadium could look like to the team. The prime site is located near Hard Rock Casino in northern Indiana and the planned Lake County Convention Center. Gary Mayor Eddie Melton tells me he's ready to roll.
The state of Illinois is very concerned. A lot of elected officials have reached out and they're trying to figure it out. They're trying to figure out what can they do now to entice and keep the Bears there. So I think time is of the essence. This is a priority to the organization.
Well, late in the week, a committee advanced a bill that would set up a framework for a deal with the NFL franchise by creating the Northwest Indiana Stadium Authority. Well, 3 southern Indiana counties making moves to become a so-called SHIPS Act-ready region as legislation moves through Congress to resurrect the nation's shipbuilding industry. Spencer County is already home to the Corn Island Shipyard, and Perry County commissioners tell us the region is primed to contribute substantially to a shipbuilding rebirth. Indiana Senator Todd Young, again a co-author of the Ships for America Act. Well, as Hanover College prepares to celebrate its 200th birthday next year, it's launching the largest fundraising effort in school history. The $110 million bicentennial campaign will support academic programs, new construction, and will create endowed academic and athletic positions. A priority will be a new theater and community arts center on the upper level of Parker Auditorium. The campaign has already secured more than $99 million toward that goal.
This is a comprehensive campaign built around our bicentennial strategic plan that we call Hanover Stands Above. If you've ever been to our campus, we sit on a bluff overlooking the Ohio River. So that's really how we see ourselves, is that we want to stand among Indiana and regional colleges.
Hanover College, the state's oldest private college, established in 1827.
Right foot, bottom scan. Keep your foot flat, about 8 inches above the phone.
Well, when we come back, see how Indiana innovation is changing the shape and fit of footwear.
Whether you're buying or selling a home, the stakes are high. Realtors are market experts who do business by a higher code of ethics, and we're invested in Indiana because we're also your neighbors. Now here's the latest statewide real estate report.
In 2025, the number of homes for sale across Indiana hit a 6-year high, with new listings jumping nearly 10% in the last 2 years. Homes also stayed on the market about 4 days longer than 2024, 2 weeks longer than back in 2021. Buyers have more options and more time to find the right home heading into 2026. But patience is paying off for home sellers as Indiana property values continue to climb. Indiana is still one of the most affordable states for home ownership. The mortgage payment on a typical recent home purchase equals about 34% of our median monthly household income.
Serving Indiana means being ready for growing energy demands. At Duke Energy, we're adding more power to the grid and working on hundreds of local projects to make your energy more reliable. We've strengthened nearly 20,000 poles, updated more than 270 substations, and prevented hundreds of thousands of outage hours with self-healing grid technology, so your power can come back on faster than ever. That's the smarter energy future Indiana deserves.
Today, you either innovate or evaporate. We are accelerating the pursuit of progress. From the foods we eat to the heights we soar, because this is Indiana, the innovation capital of the world. We rally visionaries across industries, investing connections as much as capital, and fuel our founders from dorm room to boardroom. Fuel your innovation with Elevate Ventures.
We are bringing the power of this to this with a new IBJ Media app. For the first time ever, you'll be able to get the Indiana Lawyer, Inside Indiana Business, and the Indianapolis Business Journal all in one place wherever you go. All across the state of Indiana, IBJ Media provides the news you need to know, and we're doing it now directly to your phone. To be a part of this, you can find it on your favorite app store. Just search IBJ Media.
Well, if you have time, take a minute to look at your feet. The dimensions of your feet, are as unique as your fingerprint. And a startup based in the 16 Tech Innovation District in Indianapolis has invented 3D printed shoes that are customized for a perfect fit. Business of Health reporter Kylie Valletta here now with a really interesting story.
This is fascinating, right? Well, better foot health starts with better fitting shoes. Two PhD mechanical engineers used 3D modeling at Cummins to help build engines and batteries. Turns out the same process can be applied to building tennis shoes. Their mechanical know-how has created Fitasy.
A shoe designed to fit every contour and dimension of your foot is officially on the market.
In general, it's a very good shoe for your long-time health.
It starts with the structure. A triple-layer lattice design, based on mechanics he learned at MIT, provides next-level cushioning for comfort and shock absorption. The shoe is customized to fit your foot.
Right foot, inner scan. Place your feet on the floor with equal weight.
It starts with an app, also invented by these engineers. Using a standard smartphone, the app takes depth images of your foot from 5 angles, then creates a precise 360-degree model of your foot.
Then send the job to the printer. One click, your customized shoe will come out.
That's right. Your personal 3D model is sent to a 3D printer, and the shoes could be on your doorstep by March. Fitasy says the everyday shoe is perfect for medical professionals or anyone on their feet all day looking for supreme comfort. Phase 2 could introduce new designs like slides.
And it's also very good recovery shoe because it's very cushion. It have arch support and it's like a fully ventilated.
Looking at it as a recovery shoe for athletes or anyone got the attention of Sports Tech HQ.
Our goal is to help introduce Fitasy and get it on the radar of so many of the leagues and teams that are capturing the world's attention when it comes to sports.
The Indiana nonprofit connects companies, teams, and other players to opportunities in the sports capital of the world.
Our goal at Sports Tech HQ is just to attract the best technology around the world to Indiana. It's also here to help local entrepreneurs and help them take an idea and scale it here in Indiana.
Finally to the Fitasy boot. In case you're wondering, I have done 15,000 steps today.
Add that to success at the Consumer Electronics Show just days ago, which boosted sales, and Fitasy has its foot in the door.
Yeah, excited to see an Indiana company here at CES killing it, so congrats.
Thank you so much.
And the customized shoes cost about $200 and are expected to have a longer life than traditional shoes. Fitasy says that price should decrease as 3D printing and the input materials continue to drop in price.
As you mentioned, Sports Tech HQ involved, and they've got some ideas for these shoes, right?
They do. So they're helping get Fitasy on the radar in the Indy sports world. And can you imagine, as a recovery shoe, if a Pacers player happened to wear it, or a Colts player, or an IndyCar driver, really kind of get it on the radar of the Indy sports world? And I mean, if you think about it, the sky's the limit.
Yeah, interesting. We'll be following. Thanks as always, Kylie. Well, believe it or not, Valentine's Day, just 2 weeks out now, a day that is typically a recipe for success for Indiana restaurants. More now in this month's Trindiana segment with Yelp's Brittany Smith.
With Valentine's Day just around the corner, we've rounded up 5 of the top-rated spots across the state for romantic date nighties. And we're here at Rosemary and Olive that just opened up last year right on Mass Ave that we're going to check out in the kitchen here with George in a minute. All right, with Valentine's Day just around the corner, the spot is known for being romantic, always mentioned in the reviews, great date night spot. What do you think that is? Like, what is it about this space?
Well, listen, you know, I'm gonna go to my Greek side right now and tell you that Greeks invented romance, you know, and the Italians, you know, we trained them really, really well on romance. No, it's a really, really cool spot. You know, it's just little touches we put on the candles, you know, the wine menu, all that stuff kind of comes together. And I think that for date night, it attracts a lot of younger people because it's just a cool spot. It's like you're by yourself, but you're not by yourself. And I think that's kind of what makes this place kind of special. And we've kind of mixed new and old together. You know, we still, both Alif and I are here a lot, so we tend to treat it as our own baby, you know, and we, you know, we just want people to feel at home, and we want them to leave happy. We want them to tell the world about the place. But I'll revert back to a sign that my dad had on the wall at Greek Islands. I had nothing to do with it. He put that on there and he said, you know, you come as strangers, leave as friends. And I think that's what makes this place unique. But the one thing about here is we try to use the best and freshest ingredients. So, you know, we bring stuff in multiple times a week.
All right, George, can you walk me through some of these popular dishes that we have here? Give us a taste of what we're looking at.
Absolutely. Some of the more traditional Italian dishes and some of my personal favorites, of course, the baked ricotta, our own recipe, 3-cheese ricotta with our Calabrian chili sauce on top of it, our garlic-based sauce, amazing. Of course, our bruschetta, which is amazing, made with beefsteak tomatoes and all the goodies and fantastic glaze. And then the burrata caprese, and I made it just like I like it with a little prosciutto.
I know the baked ricotta is always popping up in the reviews as one of the top appetizers here, and I've enjoyed it myself, so this is fabulous.
It is really good. We've kicked it up a notch. You know, Alif came up with this recipe, and it's pretty amazing.
If you're on the hunt for even more date night ideas, check out these 4 top-rated gems across the state. Cafe Novare in South Bend, 10 West in Cicero, Catello's Italian Art Cuisine in Pendleton, and Cast Iron Steakhouse in Jeffersonville. Your next great date night might just be just around the corner. Happy Valentine's Day, and back to you in the studio, Gary.
Great stuff, Brittany. Thank you, and great to see Big George, too. Looking good there, George. Well, that's all the time we have for this week's edition of Inside Indiana Business. We leave you this week where we started with sights and sounds from Miami and IU's incredible run to the national championship. Go out and make it a successful week.
Challenges are real.
Type 2 diabetes rising
Small
faster
businesses
among
need
workers.
help.
Alzheimer's cases rising as population.
Solutions.
They said it'll never happen.
It's too hard.
Nothing will change.
Can't compete.
You'll never solve it.
And we said, watch us.
Been a while. What have you been up to?
Oh, you know.
Oh, I see it's not flossing. I just added some secret weapons to my toolkit.
Huh?
They help me drill down further, digging deeper than I ever could before. Into my business and personal finances with Lake City Bank Digital.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Now let's take care of that tooth.
Add sharper tools for your money with Lake City Bank Digital.
You are all set, Brian.
I'm Devin.
Hello and welcome to Inside Indiana Business. I'm Gary Dick, coming to you this week from Northwest Indiana, Jeffersonville, Muncie, South Bend, in downtown Evansville, Terre Haute, Fort Wayne, Richmond, from one of the state's key entrepreneurial and innovation hubs, 16 Tech. Inside Indiana Business, Indiana's business news leader.